All right. What's up, guys? So today's fucking crazy. Holy shit. We're gonna test like 4150. Futures are almost at that 4170 mark I talked about earlier. Up at the 1.75 deviation. Here, we're getting real fucking close. This is where we broke down the last two times. I fucking leave for like 2 hours. Would you guys all buy calls? It was smart. I should have left my fucking 0 DTE calls open. I didn't think I'd be done by 4. Cute shirt, thanks. What's VIXI mean in Dork's charts? VIXI's a ETF. I don't know why he's watching it. It's a short-term futures ETF for VIX. VIX is getting fucking pummeled. Well, it's starting to claw back now after it hit 18, but there's finally some put buyers showing up. Very few, but yeah, it's weird. The fucking gamma that's on the charts right now, these contracts are old as shit. They're from like Feb. They're like bought for April 21st. April 21st, like back in February. Old bags. Dirk's charts show all the VIX ETFs heavily shorted. Yeah, they are. Keeps put prices low. That's on Maersk? I have no idea what that is. Is this a bull trap for bank earnings tomorrow? I feel super deja vu. Like it's February. I don't know. Maybe. It's like, what do you buy here? Like, seriously. I've been doing this shit forever. But when the market's moving up like 100 BPS and then down 100 BPS and then up 100 BPS. I mean, like, I guess I just buy puts, right? Fucking, this is unsustainable. Well, my 0 DT 4100 print, probably not. I mean, I don't even want to say that. It might. I don't know how long these old ass call positions are gonna be in the money for. I don't even think they're worth anything. Like, I was looking at the OI and the volume on the strike, and nobody's fucking bought these since February. You see the charts I posted to the SVX channel? Volmageddon incoming? Where? No, DM me. Use Windows V and you can copy and paste your whole history. But it's broken down like twice now. It's like, who the fuck keeps coming back to grab this shit, you know? Like, take the L. Move on. See, and this is what happened. I took profits at like 41.27. I was like, nice. You know, my 40.90 calls fucking printed hard. No, look, every fucking time I take profits in the early part of the day on the straddle, I fucking miss out on like $20 of upside. They're in your inbox. Did you CC JFresh? Ah, okay. VIXY short interest. UVXY short interest. Yeah, it's just been rocketing since the beginning of the year. We already know that, right? That's why VIX can't spike. I mean, these pushes up wouldn't even be possible if fucking VIX wasn't being shorted into the ground. Maybe someone in futures is trapped. Maybe 4,200. Who? Why don't they just buy downside hedges and let it go? Right? Like there's more to it than that. Here's a better question. Why the fuck is SPX up? Hold on. Like SPX is rocketing, right? But all of its components are like fucking up 1%. Like the highest gainer today is Apple and Amazon, which makes sense. They're the most heavily weighted, right? But look at everything else. Everything else is fucking. Look how many flat fucking stocks are in the index. Like Zom's not doing shit. Visa's doing okay. Cat's okay. Like they're just okay, right? Like none of this is supported by movement in the underlying index. Meta's at 3.25. I mean, yeah, but even across all of these, right? This is like a few $billion. Hmm. Health is doing good today, which is defensive. Tech's doing okay across NASDAQ. This is what I was trying to say. How did they move it so much with stocks barely moving? I mean, it's a good fucking question. Short VIX, buy futures. Like, if you look at this, like, whole pump on futures, right? Like, it's just, the volume's just flat. It's just buy, 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 buy. But, like, it's not really, like, it's not really increasing, except on, like, the points where it sells off. It's just super consistent. It's looking not so good here at the top. Is that gonna break down below 4160? Well, I guess we'll find out in a minute. What's NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA's not even performing that well today. It's like glommed up next to its fucking gamma neutral now. It didn't even test 270. There's no fucking calls left. Ooh, I need to sell some more spreads on this. Hold on. Yeah, I'm back. JFresh said this could be sold calls buying back. Maybe to some degree. But why would sold calls be buying back? Unless they, I mean, I guess unless they expected the market to dump. Could this be informed money getting their money out while they can? Or bank earnings could be a catalyst. I mean, yeah, they could be. We're holding that 41.30 overnight. Which one? Maybe. We'll see. Like, can I convince myself to go buy calls at this price? Yeah, it's kind of tough. Who the fuck is J Fresh? Why is Upstart now inversing the market? More liquidity back, looks like. Hold on, I don't have this. I don't have this adjusted right. 1 second. I gotta change the. I mean, it just looks like they're shorting Upstart. FTDs are. I think that ETF FTDs are all cleared out on it, if I'm not mistaken. So they should have a little more liquidity to short with now. Opposite tomorrow unless it's squeezy, but I kind of doubt it. She looks like things are about to break a bit again. Yeah. Well, I mean, profit taking's highly incentivized at these levels, right? So GLD breaks 190 if bank earnings are rough, right? Probably. Why the heck is the light count so low? I just restarted the stream. Been gone for a while. Nice to see you. Plaid short sleeve shirt. You got married and had a kid now? No, I had to go run some errands. What's up, Grandpa John? Short on likes. That'll be alright. They'll bounce back. Any hopes for your 40/50s tomorrow? Not really. No. Really curious thing though. Look at BTC. What's BTC doing? Let's... I'm just failing that test at 3,600. Yeah, that's about right. Well, it should have a little more upside room, or should have had a little more upside room here. This whole range is kind of resistance though, so it's hard to tell where it's gonna choke. But yeah, I mean, I expect BCC will pull back sometime soon. This run has been massively over exuberant. Unless we get a market crash, then it might pump some more, but oh, how much time to close the Costco calls? What's your gut say on the retail sales report? I'm strongly considering doubling down on puts for tomorrow, but they'll be uncovered for a gap up. I mean, first of all, I don't know if retail sales will drive a gap up, but it's more important as a measure of consumer sentiment. We already know demand's up, right? We've got PCE data and CPI data that both imply that consumer demand is still not only high but increasing, right? So I'm sure retail sales are, I mean, they're probably doing better than expected. At least I would say at the upper end of analyst estimates right now. Wasn't economic data bullish? No. And PPI was down, but PPI was already like that was already well within the forecasted range. It wasn't at the consensus range, but um all of the year over year shit, and then core PPI is basically flat month over month. I mean, everyone in the market knows that PPI is going to go back up next week, right? Or next month. Oil prices are up. I will like the stream once Carl gets his tea back. Carl's just been compounding gains. He's compounding his tea. Hey Greg, happy 21 months. Thanks, Elliot Moass. So when SPX die after next payday Wednesday? I mean, I don't know. The fucking shit's probably gonna go on till SLD, unless bank earnings are terrible, which they might be. It's hard to tell, right? I will say that the range we're trading in right now, up near these like 4150, 4145 calls. Like the 4140, there was 0 DT interest at today, right? But these are fucking old. These are old bags. They've been sitting there for a while. So I don't know if they're closing short calls, because they're short calls that were opened in these ranges. You know, like 4150 through like 4220. This last week there were shitloads of short calls coming in here. But if they're closing those, I mean, is it because they're gonna dump equities tomorrow? Like what? I don't understand the purpose of us moving above 4140 today. And even that seemed unlikely when I left. Like there was no 0 DT interest. So whoever's driving this is not the same parties, right? Also, Apple max sales down, market's fake pumping. Yeah, we know that. That's not really the question though. The question is when are they going to finish fake pumping? Thoughts on June for SPX and Nvidia? Decently far out of the money puts. How decently far? I mean, find out how far away your break even runs from the price, right? Like when you guys are looking at those like far out of the money, hold on. So you're looking at these and you're going like June 16th, right? And say you're looking at like 200 or 180. Remember that like you needed to hit these targets by April, right? To stay profitable over time. So, you know, right now we're up here. So you need, you know, a 20% drop to stay profitable into May, right? See how over time you needed to, I mean, you needed to fall more and more just to hit a price point where you can get out. If it doesn't hit 180 by then, I mean, 180 is a 32% drop, 33. It's not impossible if the market comes down, but it seems very far out of reach, right? So you need a, you know, a consistent like 3% a week down. Otherwise, you need to take profits early, right? Because the longer you wait, the more theta decays. So if you're not buying them with the intention of them going in the money, then they're not so bad. But you have to keep that theta decay in mind. Is PPI being down bearish for companies? For instance, they're receiving less money for their goods. Yeah, I mean, this is the bullwhip, right? Like, producer side, then consumer side. Nvidia finally showing some weakness. Hasn't kept up with the rocketing SPX today. I mean, nothing really has. Maybe we're wrong, but Nvidia doesn't look too bullish to me. I feel like it should already be 270 plus. I'm surprised it didn't hit 270 today. Yeah, I mean, it's getting really close to gamma neutral. That market maker pressure is starting to be felt, right? And there's a lot of fucking puts on Nvidia. Also, Amazon is 4.4% on a CEO letter where they said they'll see a contraction for the second and third quarter and more job cuts. They're bullish on the job cuts? I don't fucking know. It's like, let's... I don't think anything's moving. I'm not muted on Discord. I don't think anything's moving for any other like significant reasons. Hold on, I'll restart this stage. Let me know if that's working. They'll not dump equities tomorrow. They're gonna dump bags on 401k buyers on their 15th. Maybe. Why would one buy back calls before selling equities? They're buying back before causing a dump. They could also be selling calls deeper in the money, right? Like they sold calls out of the money, like far dated calls out of the money when things were more bullish. Economic sentiment from the beginning of this year is turning around, right? And so they may want to sell them in the money or reposition. I mean, they're not going to just be able to leave them naked, right? Because if they were selling off core positions, that's going to reduce their margin, and they'd get blown up. This feels like an artificial pump and dump into close. Well, I can say this much: we've hit the upper range for all this bullish shit. It's definitely weakening. It's weakening on almost every time frame. Yeah. But not enough yet. It's definitely not confirmed that it's breaking down. Like the 15-minute hasn't really broken down very much yet. Yes, rejected. We finally got the test, and it failed. What's the third test now? Since last week? If we go out here to like the 1 hour, you can kind of see where we're at in this. So this, I mean, this kind of looks like it's starting to break down. Although I could probably draw it a little tighter. Now that we have some new wicks there. But the volatility is fucking nuts. This is, before today, we were behaving a lot like, back here in Feb, right? Where we were getting these massive swings every day. Right? But we were a lot more stable through most of this period. I mean, it was kind of nuts, but significantly less volatile than here, right? And this time, this is like the volatility is really starting to pick up now. But VIX is flat. VIX is down. It's not even flat. It's down hard. That's on starting to DCA May 4100Ps for SLD. I picked up some 4100s and 4125s earlier. Uh, May 19th's the best OI. Okay, thanks, guys. Amazon moving due to AI chatbot announcement. Trapped futures buyers pull the market to get up. Underwater shorts capitulating. Maybe. Think there's any chance of risk-off share recalls taking place as well? Yeah, I mean, it could be some of that. And these periods seem to be relatively similar across the board. Thanks, Jason. Whew. April has been an artificial pump. Yeah. Most of it. Why have we been completely unable to predict the price action over the last 3 days? Well, because they just start coming in and buying, right? And it's like you can't predict that in advance. I thought we were pretty spot on yesterday. And we were at least on top of the drop the day before, although it didn't happen until like the very end of the day. I mean, I said earlier today that the market was going to go up. I didn't think it would go this high on SPX, but it did. Right? Am I losing my mind? I feel like I said that the market was going up today. I figured like 130, 135. I did not think we would test 150 or 4150. It's 428, 4100p should be enough time for SLD drop, right? Just play those 3-4 days. Yeah. What chair are you using now? Is it comfy? I got the steel case, fucking whatever. Embody? I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's the one that hugs you. It's nice. It's comfy. It's definitely better than the old chair. I didn't like it at first, though. It was weird. Yeah, everything with my mom's good. She's all set up. Nah, shill. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. You said 4150 was the top. Well, I hope that holds true. It's a lot scarier when you're testing it. You said up, then down. This is just big up, then up. Well, it can still go down. If the down's starting to get momentum, it's getting it right now. Nvidia's starting to sell off really hard. Look at the component pieces, you know? They're gonna lead in some way because they didn't move up as strongly. It's like Meta's already moving down. Tesla's still holding, but it's not a big component piece anymore. Apple's just fucking rocketing. Which is kind of cool because I can sell more bear spreads on it, but Visa's up. Microsoft, same. And all of these are breaking down a little, though. Except Apple. Apple just doesn't give a flying fuck. 2.62 trillion on fucking 30% less cash flows. Horse shit. Netflix pumped a little, but then I got like it kind of just there's not a lot of upside support beyond 40.35 or 345 there. Costco up. HD up a little. Yeah, Nvidia up 0.5. Goldman's up into earnings. That's interesting. Huh. You did? I had calls. I got stopped out for minimal profit playing it safe. I mean, don't feel bad. I closed mine because I thought I wouldn't be back today. Never again. Stops are not pours. Back to spot by close. Jesus Christ. If we do, that's just insane. Like the amount of effort to prevent the volatility surges on the downside from fucking breaking 19. Like yesterday? That was ridiculous. We dropped like 100 BPS in like 25 fucking minutes. And VIX barely went up. It went up like $1. After tomorrow's bank earnings, if they're bad, the market will remain bullish on the hope that J-Powell won't raise rates again because of bank weakness. I mean, J-Powell has no control over MBS issues, right? Even if they just held the current rate, like real estate assets are going to lose value over the next 6 to 18 months. We did add calls. Stopped out for minimal profit, playing it safe. Put back holding copium seekers. If the overnight stuff is bad, you mean the earnings in the morning? Are we opening at 4,100, 4,120? I don't know what we're going to open at. It depends on how bad they are. Yeah, Smooth Ape, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Or where you're getting your predictions from. Are you holding the 4130 put overnight? Nah, maybe. I don't know. I bought it on my phone earlier. I guess it'll depend on if it prints today or not. Another curious question. How does the time frame from here on until May OPEX look like for SPX? Would you add to your SPX puts if you have any for May 19th, or average them down, or wait? I guess that would depend on where I was positioned on SPX. Right now, I don't have any puts below 39.50. And those are also my farthest dated puts. Why are you looking so smoldery right now? I don't know. I can't believe VIX stuffing that was pulled in the beginning of March with those massive SPX drops. That's pretty impressive too, but at least VIX hit 30 then. Also, we did not close the gap on SPX. The downside gap? There's a few of those. Ugh. If you had to SPX 428, 4130p, would you cut it if this doesn't come down by tomorrow? 428? Probably not. I'm talking about the gap from 1929. Wait, what? There's like 5 gaps below us till 39.50, I swear. There's quite a few. There's two big ones. One of them's like 4,000 through like 39.70, I think. There's the one from this morning, but that one's not that crazy. Hold on, let me look at the chart. So yeah, there's an upside gap at 42.04 from August. It's like 42.04 to 42.20. But we're already losing like upside momentum in the long term. And we're nowhere fucking near that gap. Fuck man, I don't want to straddle 41.50. I hope this thing dumps in the last 15 minutes. You also seeing a fuck ton of calls being bought for May and June? No. Options flow on SPXT is really something. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Nobody wants to hear about upside gaps, but those always fill. 160 end of day. Maybe. I don't understand it, but hearing you say we're losing momentum as it rockets 150 BPS feels wrong. Fair enough. No, not new shirt, old shirt. Most of the 4200 OI looks to be sold too, right? Most of the 4150 OI look to be sold too. Like, there's no what's really weird about this is the 0 DTE open interest really died off after 4140, right? And we just kept moving up above it. The fact that we didn't fill that gap above 4200 during Feb still frustrates the fuck out of me. You never answered my very important question earlier. Do you think manta rays can feel joy? I don't know. Probably not. Or at least not in the same way that you would. The biggest momentum we had to the downside recently is peanuts compared to the upside. I feel like call holders during Feb SLD would say differently, but what about pufferfish? I have no idea, man. No. I don't even know who that is. Squeeze hasn't squoze yet. So is China like a crank for inflation? Hard goods, commodities? Their reopening can be. I really don't think it's affected the supply chains very much yet. Um, but it could, especially if oil prices continue to rise. Megaphone, here we go. Yeah. Well, there's the test of 4150. They fixed the economy. I assume this is either a marine biology or ornithology stream. Believe it or not, neither. How does the time frame from here on till May OPEX? I answered you when you asked me that earlier, man. Are there any other events that could lead to upside in SPX? I mean, we have another two inflation reports before the Fed makes a decision. We have SLD, we have OPEX. Are you gonna roll your 4090 put hedge? No. I got a decent amount of time till they expire. I'll probably just hang on to them for a few days, see what happens. What super bullish news caused this pump? Like, there wasn't really any bullish news. VIX low of the day. Why the fuck is the market failing resistance and VIX is going down? This is fucking crazy. VIX is at the low of the year. VIX is about to do it, Dad. Is it gonna do it big? Because I'd like that to happen. The market just dropped 14 fucking BPS and VIX hasn't moved at all. VIX at 16, maybe. Not 17. The fuck is happening here? This shit is crazy as fuck, man. Wake the fuck up, VIX. Back to gamma neutral. So VIX is being heavily shorted. Does that really mean anything going forward? Yeah, if the market starts to tank, VIX is gonna squeeze. Don't you dare tell us today wasn't manipulation and crime. I mean, we knew about all but $10 of the upside potential. And even the last $10 was pretty well documented, so am I surprised that it's up this high? Yeah, but is it shocking? No. Also, if this continues to fail, lower high than yesterday. Is that yesterday? Yeah. At least on futures. Same high, I guess. The fact that VIX is going down right now is a little surprising. This is like some 2021 shit. I didn't wear my VWAP hat in public. Is this mean reversion? Not yet. And right now, this is just a failed test of 41.50. If it continues to break down, then maybe. Why is Upstart dead? I've been telling everyone all week that Upstart was gonna die, and now everyone's asking me why it's dead. I can't win. Classic chat move. Like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, everyone's like, Gurk, are you bullish on Upstart? And I was like, no, I don't think its run's gonna last. They're like, oh, but Gurk, are you bullish on Upstart? And I'm like, no, I'm selling CCs on Upstart. They're like, ah, Gurk, you bullish on Upstart? No, still not bullish on Upstart. Yeah, I know the price of it went up. And then literally the day it starts to come down, people are like, Gurk, why is Upstart going down? Can you just straddle your opinion on stocks? Just like start not giving any opinion on anything. The unfortunate part is I've taught too much of the data to people, so they know what it means, and then they make their own assumptions, which is better. I don't want to straddle here either, but there's 4 minutes left. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Not cover the upside? Any idea what's going on with Upstart? It sucks. They have liquidity. They're gonna short it again. No problem, Jamie. Greg, I've killed it on Upstart this year. I've been listening, so thanks. Nice, man. I still on my Upstart right at the top, right above my cost basis, waiting for a nice bottom to re-enter. How come you never just pin answers to the top asked questions to the bottom of the screen? This way you don't have to answer the same questions and we don't have to hear it. Hmm. I would, but things change. I listened and learned on Upstart, closed my CSPs almost at the top, and sold CCs. Nice, dude. How much cheaper do the Bears want VIX? How much more do they want? I don't know. I gotta buy a fucking straddle now though. This is fucking horseshit, man. Maybe I'll just go like short dated on the calls. I'll go like 5 DT on the calls. Fuck, I'm running out of time. Okay. Any epic rants today? Not too many. Guess where I sold my Nvidia puts today? At the peak? What if futures realize price action on the underlying stocks? I mean, theoretically, it should be immediate. The day is done. Ding ding. Fuck. That was weird. What a weird end of the day and what an egregiously high close. Looks like most of the call gamma on SPX got run into the money today. With the zero DTs are all in the money up to 41.40. Those are going to close out the day there. And then the 41.50s, which are for next week, are just out of the money at close today. Futures. Yeah, I mean, we got the high test on futures. Well, relatively close to it. Failed a little early. I still think there's a reason they're after that specific price point, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're going to try for it in the overnight session. I'll move down to the 1 minute so you can get a better idea of where we landed in relation to that. So mostly rejected here at 41.75. A little lower than what is that actually lower? It's about the same, right? This was 41.77. Can I go far enough back to see the other peak? Yeah. This one was 41.72, so a progressive series of higher highs. So we're breaking up. Over the week. Which generally isn't bearish. Uptrends usually break down, but I don't know if that's going to happen right away. With no call support going into tomorrow to the downside, I question how long we can hold these prices unless some stability builds up in this range. And right now there isn't a ton. So I would watch futures overnight tonight. Obviously straddles remain good. We have bank earnings in the morning. Some of this may have been like some advanced risk off in the event that bank earnings are really bad. It's hard to say though. Definitely crazy volatile. My expected upside range caps out like right here for well, at least over on SPX it does. Like right at the 41.50 mark. And there's still not really any call interest above that. There's some like 41.60s and 70s, but they're very low interest right now compared to, well, even compared to 41.50 is not very high interest either. Yes, only 1.3 million volume. Yeah, volume was really low. I mean, we got up above once we get up above gamma neutral, you know, it's volatility dies, right? And the market makers buying into falling prices. So you tend to get a lot of consistency and trends above the gamma flip point like that, or above gamma neutral. But I don't think it's going to persist. We'll see. Bank earnings tomorrow will definitely be a big deciding factor. We also have retail sales tomorrow and the Michigan Consumer Preliminary Report. I mean, if you look at VIX, right, in relation to this, let me do this. Well, I don't need to revert. Yeah. Hold on. So VIX is going down far, far more than the market's going up right now. These should be very much in line with each other, right? Over this period of time. And they're simply not. That divergence infers, tail risk to some degree, which we could kind of take a peek at. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, tail risk is just rocketing right now. Since like March 15th, right? We're approaching the levels we saw in mid-Feb. Not quite as high, but pretty high. I wonder what diffusion's looking like. CRMP. Looks like it's climbing slowly. Still a little lower than we were earlier in the week, so this might be trending towards a fall off. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. GME kind of flat. Upstart obviously down today because everyone's complaining about it. Nvidia tanking hard into close. I don't know if this was due to any news or anything like that, but it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, that's about all. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you in the morning. Have a good night, everybody.
Kenny's